Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Bleeding Crypto's market update video. Today is Monday, September 30th, 7:51 a.m. local time. I hope you're having a good day, morning, or afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. I know I had a great weekend. It was nice to get away from the behind the desk. You know, I'm still trading. I'm still doing my stuff, and I set up a copy trade for my a $25 a month Telegram group. You know, we have people from all over the world. And sometimes certain time frames or certain people that are working full time, they couldn't make it to all of my trades. So they say, ABC, why don't you do copy trades? So I finally set that up. And so now we were able to kick off this weekend. I kicked it off this weekend doing the copy trade. So while I was out doing my thing, we took trades. We won on the trades. It was really cool. They didn't have to do nothing. All I had to do is fund the account, set me up as a copy trade. Somebody that want to follow the copy trades, and the exchange did everything else automatically. So that was real cool. That's a perk for my $25 a month system. So they don't have to think about nothing. It does it automatically. Whenever I enter, it entered exactly the same spot. Whenever I exit, it enters at the same spot. So that was really cool and helpful. All right, guys. So let's see what we did on Friday. So Friday, let's do a quick recap. We'll stay at the daily time frame. We were here. That's why I marked it here. So we weren't. No, we had already hit this. Excuse me. We had already hit this. I was marveled how perfectly it hit, and we rejected. And we were talking about this. We're talking about the weekend. That typically on the weekends I look for a scam pump weekend where Asia will run up the market artificially to liquidate all the shorts that were built during the week, because everybody with the doom and glooms, and we keep on going up. You know, they'll put one small red candle during the week, and everybody flips bearish because everybody's emotional. So they start shorting. Pump weekend comes in, scam pump weekend comes in, knocks them out, and then New York comes and starts the regular trading week back with that smackdown. However, remember Friday's video. I had 17.2 billion reasons for us to have a scam dump weekend. We're going to dump it this week. Well, I didn't know we were going to dump it. That was just a one of my theses, that we're going to dump it instead of pumping it, because we hit our objective. And we knew that this was not going to be easy. We have been running from this higher low up and up and up and up and up and up, and it was going to be very difficult. And I wasn't expecting a break above here because of that reason. We have 6 months of hard 20% rejections from this area. It wasn't going to be easy, and I wanted to see I wanted that rubber band to come back, stretch, put in a proper higher low on the daily time frame, and get that spring action, so we can finally clear this, and more importantly, clear this, hopefully at the same time. So when we come back and do a back test, this is going to have a stronger, maybe this will go to a wick, this will go to a candle body, strengthening that thesis that we're going to start going into Pumptober. It'll be up only season. Now, what did we do? We wiped out all $17.2 billion, just like I mentioned as part of my thesis on why we would come down. Guys, I don't follow the emotions on Twitter. I don't follow my own emotions. I follow the data. It doesn't matter what I think, what you think, what the emotional traders on wannabe traders on Twitter does. The only thing that matters is, do you know how to recognize the data? Is the data you follow correct? And does it have a high probability of success? If it does, use it. And I use it. And look where we came down, right into another area that I used for my projection on Friday for my thesis for us to come down. Please listen to Friday's video if you haven't, because I mentioned the 200 simple moving average. We blew through it. We did not backtest. Backbone of my system, backtest, backtest, backtest. Why? 99% of the time, we backtest major areas, both when we do a bear break or a bull break. Bull break, we backtest. However, that backtest was one piece of the puzzle, but we needed that move into the continuation rule. And look, we did two We knocked two birds with one stone here. We were able to get that wick down into the 382, which we did, and now the candle body is here. However, because of the example that I gave you of the rubber band, I really would like us to come into this area here. Now, that's going to do two things for us. That's going to put us back underneath the 200 simple moving average. But I believe that this, if we were able to come down here and honor this, and then get that continuation, that we're going to break this much easily than we did here. Because here we stood below it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We struggled here, 6, 7. So for 7 days, for a week, we struggled until we finally had a clean break. Overnight, we back tested it. So we hit our objective here, check. We back tested the 200 EMA, check. We took out $17.2 billion in long accumulative liquidations, check. And I don't know if we hit the 382 with that part of my check. I don't know. Anyways, we did everything that I wanted us to do, except for the fact that I'm being greedy. Yes, sorry, shoot me for being greedy. I apologize, but I like that pull. The more we can pull back, the more that rubber band. I gave an example a little while ago to my Telegram channel. If you stand in one spot and you have two rubber bands, take one rubber band, pull it back 2 inches and let it go. Take another one and pull it back 4 inches and then let it go. See which one goes further. Same exact example here. If we can get this thing to pull down into here, we'll have a better shot. Remember, this here is going to be a brick wall, a concrete reinforced wall right in here. So the more ammo, the more ammunition, the more thrust we can give it, and we'll have a greater chance of success breaking through all of these and hopefully getting something like this where we have just a wick and a candle body here for that continuation to the upside. That is my thesis. However, I have to give you an invalidation because everything that I talk about always will have an invalidations, even though, yes, I'm extremely bullish. Yes, my bias is to the upside. My bias is to the bulls right now. Could I be wrong? Shit, I'm wrong 40% of the time. I only have sometimes I have a 60% success rate. Most of the time I'm wrong. So if I'm going to be wrong, what am I looking for that is going to invalidate this spring that I'm looking for? If we close below here, that invalidates everything? No, it doesn't. It begins to weaken it. So you have a plan. When the plan doesn't start working out the way you wanted it to work out, it doesn't just automatically cancel. You have different stages. You have one stage, then you have where it doesn't work out, and you have a weakened stage. Weakened stage, you still have that chance, but if you break that, then it becomes invalid. Very similar to what we did here. Remember, this used to be a continuation rule. This used to be this. Yeah, this used to be this. But what ended up happening on the lower time frames? We closed. We closed below here, and we stood there for a while, for 16 hours. So we had to, which technically I could have left it on there. But on the lower, because I'm a lower time frame trader, this here, it made more sense on the 4-hour time frame as we consolidated right on 618 for 16 hours. But technically, I could have left it on there. Well, here, if we break below here and we have a clean candle close here, does not invalidate this potential move. It just lengthens it. Okay, it just adds like 16 hours versus like immediate. This was a spring action off the continuation rule. This one took a little bit longer. Well, this one could take a little bit longer as well. However, it needs to hold certain areas. Now, look at this here. This one here. This can turn into a continuation rule, into a consolidation rule if and when the parameters are met on the continuation rule. Now, here is where things get really tricky. And here is where this thesis, this trading plan that I have gets invalidated. And that's going to be here. Look, right here. It will start here. If we close below here and we do not hold the 100 EMA and the 50 EMA, because look, the 100 EMA, we never back tested. So yeah, here's the 50. Okay. Now, perfect world, We come down, we stretch that rubber band, we put a wick on the 100, back test. Look at the way we back tested the 50. When we left the 50, look at that. That wick, we back tested. Would love in a perfect world. A wick to touch the 100 EMA, candle body close on the 50 line, and Valhalla. Perfect world. We don't live in a perfect world. So what can weaken this trading plan? Well, if we come down, we close, clean candle close, and then we come down to the 0.618. Okay, not ideal, but it's going to take longer. It sucks. I'm in a hurry. I'm excited. I want us to start Pumptober, but the market says no. Slow down, BC. We're not there yet. We're gonna create more doubt, or we want to trap more shorts to pay for that push to the upside. Very, very possible. It's a signature move that the market makers make quite often before they go to a direction. What do? They bait you into shorting. Look, what did they do here? Look at all these wicks. Bait, and then we ended up springing to the upside. And I show you that on reverse before. Look at that. Bait people to long, bait people to long, bait people to long, and then dump it out. So it's something that I see often. So we come down into here. This is significant. This 618 is significant because it lines up just slightly above this bottom channel of the horizontal channel. There's two channels we're looking at. One is a diagonal and one is a horizontal. And they all carry a lot of merit. They're like six months of data. And we're in an area where both of those are colliding. They're very close to each other. So you have a lot of backup. You have a lot of strength, a lot of support on the underside of the price action as we're coming down. So we've got this as a great support. We've got this as a great support. But here's where things become invalid. You see this dotted purple line? This dotted purple line that runs right here. If this gets taken out, if we break below here, unfortunately, there's a lot of data points to the downside that I use in my system that I'm not going to share with you here. They start to trigger. That's what we don't want. That's what I don't want to see. I don't know about you. If you're sitting on the sidelines, yeah, you definitely want to see that. If you're sitting on the sidelines watching all of this, oh, you're praying for that. I'm not, because I'm not on the sidelines. So I really don't want to see that. However, we had a beautiful short here on my copy trade this weekend. Why? Because the signals were there. Why? Because I'm a 5 and 15 minute trader. Why? Because I have market structures that show me when this is going to happen and gives me the validations that this is going to happen, giving me the confidence to step in front of risk. And because I was so confident, I was able to utilize that confidence in my copy trading over the weekend while I was out hanging out with my family. Because to me, Bitcoin is really second nature because I follow it so closely on such a small time frame that that system works out more often than not. I got the trigger, I pulled it, I was able to put the followers in risk as well, and the risk paid off. We're in another trade right now. I'm in another trade at the moment, and I'm going to exit that trade and enter into another one. And we're going to wait to see how things develop with Bitcoin before we start stepping into alt risk. Because here's the thing, guys. Typically, when you see drawdowns like this on Bitcoin, guess what happens? The alts, they take a bigger hit. That's not happening. Not happening. So you have to start shifting your mentality. When you start seeing the signs and the market is literally speaking to you and said, hey, bears, you better slow your roll, because this type of move should have caused a much bigger draw, even on a meme coin. Look at this. This isn't a big drop. This is nothing. Nothing to what we're accustomed to seeing with this type of drawdown. Those are the small little clues. It's not just one thing I look at, guys. I look at a ton of different things. For my educational Discord, I teach them this on a daily basis, every single day. We go through all of those points that we need to look at that encompasses our entire thesis for that particular move. A lot of different points. Some of the points don't ladder up. So which points have more merit than others? Which momentum indicator is going to trump maybe a different type of indicator, maybe a bear cross, but it's not really a bear cross because we need that push kind of like here. We need that push down to get us to the next push up. So sometimes you have to understand that we need the bears for that really nice push to the upside. We need the bears to do certain jobs for us, but we need them to do it in a calculated way, like we did here and like we did here and like we're looking for here. Many different things that I look at, guys. So it's not just one thing. So I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that it's not one single thing, and there's a lot of work that's involved when I do my analysis. And unfortunately, things are not always going to play out my way. So in order for it not to play my way, I need to look at those signs. And let me share with you one of those signs. As bullish as I am, I have to recognize the beginning of weakness. Now, the weakness, I believe I said when we break below here, and that's actually false. That's actually false. The weakness really starts here, but it's not a strong indicator. And let me explain to you why. It's obvious that for us to come here, we've got to break this, right? It's obvious. However, there is a way to do it in a perfect world where we will come down fast. Remember, this is a 24-hour candle. Come down fast, come down into here, wick up before the clock runs out, 8 hours and 51 minutes. Perfect world. That's what I would like to see. We tag the 50. We maintain the 200. Oh, everything's great. Valhalla is next. We don't live in a perfect world. So what is the reality? What could happen? What am I looking for? Okay, well, if we break below here, remember, I'm a day trader, all right? So when I talk about this, I talk about the macro, and I also talk about the way I view the market for the day so that I can take positions. We break below here on the lower time frame. So that's why I draw these lines here. And I look at here, I know where we're at. I know what we're doing. I know what I'm looking for. So when I know the 200 EMA, the 200 simple moving average is exactly on any time frame. So when I get my trigger below here, like I got my trigger here to short, we short. We short with a reasonable expectation. We don't get too greedy, knowing the points that we're looking for that pivot. If we get them, we exit. If we don't get them, we continue. And often what happens, we come down to a certain area, I exit. I wait for that reaction. I wait for that confirmation, and we take it again. As many times as we need to maximize those potential. I am not a trader. And people who follow me, people who are in my system, my copy trading, and people who are in my $25 a month channel know that I very rarely would write something all the way down, because that to me is, there's a lot of hopium involved in that. Hopium that it's going to go through all that when there's so many phases, so many areas of invalidation, so many things that can happen. I like taking my profit along the way. So I create sections, blocks of areas of potential profit areas. I can't say the word I'm thinking of. So a little block. So if this block meets, great. I exit that block and I look at this block. Okay, this is an area where I can make some profit. Let me see if it triggers, great. It triggers, boom, I made profit in this block. Okay, this block is another potential. But in order for that to happen, I need to see a trigger here. Boom, I take it. Now, that's how I trade, in little sections. What do I lose when I do that? Well, I lose small little percentages here and little percentages here. I'm okay with that. I don't catch bottoms. I don't catch tops. But I want to be confident, and I want to secure. Most important thing for me is securing that profit. I don't care that I'm going to miss out on a couple of points. That's fine. Consistency and ratio is what matters to me the most. Do I win more than I lose? And can I do that consistently? Because you can have a good streak. You can go like, oh man, I just had 4 trades. I never lose. No, you just had a good streak. But can you keep up that streak consistently? That to me is what really matters. So at the moment, I am looking for certain things to play out for me to exit the trade that I'm in now in my copy trade, wait for the next signal to come in and do the same thing again and again and again. And obviously call out to my Telegram channel as well. During the weekends where I'm not in front of my computer, it's much more difficult to call things out, because when I call things out, guys, I get pretty in detail. I tell people exactly where to enter, where to exit. I post a chart. I keep them updated. I don't want to do that during the weekend. So that's why this copy trade works out so good. People want to go enjoy times with their family and make money automatically without thinking about it. It's a great way. They can lose money as well. Don't get me wrong, but if my system it plays out more often than not, and I have more wins and losses, they're going to be making more money than losing. So it's just that simple. It's just math. It's just math. Math and probabilities. Math and probabilities. And I wouldn't have so many people doing that if I lost all the time. So I mean, at least use a little bit of common sense. So I must be doing something right if I have that many people signing up for my Telegram channel and consistently every single day new signups. I've got to be doing something right. So until I lose my ability to have more wins than losses, they're going to benefit. All right, and that could happen. That could happen. Every trader goes through spells where you feel like you can't do it, and you deal with it. You deal with it accordingly. But for now, things are working out great. We're in a rhythm. We're in a good place. But we're not overly enthusiastic to step into risk when we don't need to. And what I mean by that is right now, guys, we need to confirm that this is going to work out. Because remember, this is the plan. This is the plan right now. And nothing is confirmed. Nothing is confirmed. The only thing we confirmed is we hit the areas where I said we're going to hit them for the reasons I said we're going to hit them. We hit that. Okay, well now, that's the first part of the plan. Second part of the plan is here. Here, we're still trying to figure out where this plan is going to finish. Even though I have this here, this and this is valid. These are valid. This is all encompasses one plan. Nothing is confirmed at all whatsoever. So it's great. It's validating to see this play out the way it did, but it doesn't mean much. And I understand that. And that understanding allows me not to get overly bullish or overly bearish on taking additional risk, because I got to look for different parameters before I take on additional risk. And right now, the overall market, to me, so far, looks great. Alts and Bitcoin including looks great. No reason to start thinking, 40,000, 30,000. Oh my God, we're entering with a recession. No. Until the market proves it to me. So for right now, guys, we're still working on this plan. That's today's video. Today's video is, let's close the daily candle and let's see. And this is going to take more than just a day, in my opinion, because everyone thinks this is going to go here and go here. So by tomorrow, we should be here, BC. No. We started to come into the area where we said, where we're looking for. Now, we got to wait for the market to resolve. What is it going to do? Is it going to stop on here, or is it going to push down further? Is it going to create this as a rejection, or is it going to slice through it quicker than it did here? Instead of spending a week here, will it slice through it? Because obviously, if we come here, it's going to push below here, especially if we close below it. So now we're back below here. However, I believe this spring action carries more weight than just losing this. So I believe that this next move to the upside won't give us a week worth of resistance the way we did here. I think it'll happen quicker, but doesn't mean it's going to happen. That's what I would like to see. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. So we need the data to confirm that this is the route that the market is thinking of going, and it's not going to happen immediately. We need time for things to develop, bullish market structures to come in, indicators to do certain things. We're looking for several points to lead us into the frame of mind that this is going to play out. And if it doesn't, you guys already know what that is. But for right now, just for today, for the purpose of today and to tomorrow, let's see how this candle closes and what we actually did resolve here. I don't know what we'll resolve. Let's see what we resolve. And then tomorrow, depending on the market structure that we put in here, depending on the overall market, the altcoins, the market structure, the data, the liquidations, all of that data, let's see if that data tomorrow, I don't know what that data is going to be, but can that data tomorrow give us the next 24-hour play? What can we expect to see based on that data that things are going to look either a continuation or we're going to see further downside? We need to look at the data that doesn't exist yet in order to frame that. All right, guys. So everyone have a really good day. I hope you guys consider joining my Telegram channel. It's only $25. Now you have an added perk. Now you have, on top of the $25, you have an added perk that if you don't have time to look at the chart, you have a full-time job, you're on the weekends, it'll automatically copy what I do. As soon as I enter a trade, you enter. As soon as I exit, you exit. No explanation, no reading, no worries for notifications, nothing. You just trust BC that I know what I'm talking about and that I'm going to win more often than I'm going to lose. That's all you need to do. If you're interested for just $25, let me know. Send me a DM. Send me a DM, or you can go to this website right here. Just make sure you spell it right. bctgsignal.com. All right? I already have, guys, like, I want to say like a good 10 people that have joined my Discord educational channel, which is a lot more expensive. It's $100 a month, but you get to learn how to do this, that graduated from my Telegram channel. And remember when I opened my Telegram channel, what the purpose of that was? That was a portal to get you into the Discord, to get you to say, damn, BC, you have a good accuracy, right? I want to learn how to be that accurate. You know, you're not 100% by no means, and you even say it yourself, but you have a good enough ratio that I want to learn your system, and they've come over. They stayed in the Telegram. That's the moneymaker, and then you come into that pays for your Discord, and then you stay in the Discord and you get to learn every single day. I have lessons and I record them every single day. I call them the morning brief video. Morning brief video is nothing but education. All right, guys, have a good day.